Saved by the Bell was created to feed Illuminati propaganda to the public. So apparently all the triangle shapes featured around the gang's hangout spot, the Max, represent the triangle of manifestation, and when you listen to the theme song in reverse, it says, "I miss my Satan, we're all saved." Check the link in description. Poisonous government snow was dropped in Georgia and Alabama in late January 2014. For some reason, residents began grabbing piles of snow, trying to melt it with lighters. When it turned black or produced a weird odor, they assumed it was either part of some ongoing attempt for the government to poison them, or a weather control scenario. Check the link in description. There are actors planted at shootings and terrorist attacks to control the information the public receives. Crisis actors are supposedly planted at these horrific events by the government to control what gets reported to the public. Link in description. Secret military exercises were being practiced to overrule the Constitution and keep Obama in office forever. Operation Jade Helm 15 ran from July to September 2015, making people flip out, worrying that the US was preparing to catch martial law. Everyone calmed down the second the project ended, though. FDR knew Pearl Harbor was going to happen. Many people over the years have insisted that both the US and British governments knew of the attack in advance, and may even have let it happen, in an attempt to force America into World War II. A little dark, right? Check the link in description. The US government sends jets into the sky and releases chemtrails into the air that control our minds. You know, when you're just sitting around your house, then you look up at the sky and see all those trails of gas in the air created by planes and little jets. That's the government poisoning you. Supposedly. Chemtrails. Check the link in description. The Denver International Airport is a hub for the Illuminati. The intricate murals on the walls have led travelers to believe it's a central meeting place for either the Illuminati or neo-Nazis. Oh, and the hallways apparently make a swastika shape when you look at the building from the sky. Check the link in description. Most of the top political figures are actually secretly reptiles. That's right, folks, you heard it here. Your beloved Obama, among many others, is part of an elite group of lizard-like creatures who want to control and enslave the human race. I'm just the messenger. Check the link in description. Cultra developed into another mind control project called Project Monarch. Author Kathy O'Brien has written detailed stories of her experiences as a victim of this project, which she says anyone from government officials to country music stars have participated in. Scholars who have researched her claims say there is no substance to her accusations, though. Check the link in description. California's droughts are actually engineered by weather control. There's a huge group of people who are convinced the state's droughts are a government conspiracy instead of a natural lack of rain. It sounds a little crazy, but is it? Is it? Link in description. A journalist researching the JFK assassination suddenly, mysteriously died the same exact way Marilyn Monroe died. Dorothy Kilgallen was investigating the case when she died one night from an overdose of alcohol and barbiturates exactly like Marilyn Monroe had. She was going to interview an informant when she was found dead in a room in her house that she supposedly barely ever used, and none of her notes were recovered. Spooky. Link in description. The CIA planned to stage fake terrorist attacks on America and blame it on Cuba to start a war in the early 60s. US military leaders gathered to create situations that would garner public support for a war against Cuba, ultimately to get rid of Fidel Castro. The now declassified documents, called Operation Northwoods, never actually got carried out. Link in description.
Rapper Gucci Mane is a clone created by the CIA to whitewash trap music. He was released from prison this past May, looking slimmer and speaking differently, so naturally people think the real Gucci is stashed away somewhere while this clone stands in his place. Seriously. Link in description.
There were actual psychological warfare tests carried out, like the ones Eleven experienced in Stranger Things. As part of the Montauk Project, teleportation, mind control, and even time travel are said to have been practiced in Long Island in the 80s. However, many of the stories are told solely from supposed victims' memories, so they are taken with a grain of salt. Link in description. There's a huge data center in Utah that spies on every single thing you do on the internet and on your phone. Its official name is the Intelligence Community Comprehensive National Cybersecurity Initiative Data Center, and its purpose is to supposedly be able to process all forms of communication, though its actual detailed purpose is classified. Link in description. There's a secret detailed plot to imprison us all, and then to populate the planet, called Agenda 21. Agenda 21 is an policy that promotes sustainable growth. But conspiracy theorists say the New World Order is actually running this project, complete with a death map that secretly shows where we're all going to be herded and killed. Link in description. NASA's hiding a second sun. A respected astronomer named Paul Cox says the agency is deliberately keeping it hidden, as a part of the Planet X theory, which claims that another hidden planet will emerge from behind this sun, to eventually crash into Earth, and end us all. Link in description. And Walt Disney was a secret informant for the FBI. Okay, this one is freaky because it's actually true, folks. Documents were released after Disney's 1966 death, proving that he was linked to the FBI for over 20 years. Link in description.